Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the most powerful concepts in intelligent systems, the learning and adaptation design patterns. So if you are building an AI agent, LLM based applications and autonomous systems, this pattern is enable your systems to learn from experience, adapt to the user's behaviors and continuously improve over time. I will explain this in a simple, practical and production ready way with real world example you can actually implement. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So learning and adaptations, design patterns. So here it start from feedback, then prompts, policies and tests. So these patterns explain how AI system improve continuously after going live, using real world feedback instead of remaining statics. So why this pattern exists? So why learning and adaptation is essential for LLM in productions? It's not an optional. So reality is production is not equal to training time. Once the LLM is deployed, the model is frozen. The real world keeps changing. So this match create problems. What are the problems? Hallucination is there. What does it mean? LLM may make up facts, answer confidently when unsure, guess instead of refusing. Why it increase in productions? New question appears, like ages case multiplies, and context may be missing or weak. So a single prompt cannot handle our future uncertainties. So feedback is needed to add. So refusal rules we need to add into the feedback, and confidence checks and context validations. Second one, changing user behavior. So what change? User become more advanced and the query get longer and more specific, and expectation will increase. For example, explain GenAI. Later, and explain GenAI with LLMs, with along with multiple CNN models. So a static prompt don't evolve with the users. So feedback loops where it shows the prompt must adapt new data and regulations. So business rule updated here, legal and compliance required changes, and safety constraints is very tightened here. So for example, finance or healthcare assistants must add disclaimers, must refuse certain queries, must route to humans. So a static prompt become non-compliance, that having policy must be evolved continuously. What is domain drift? So domain drift itself change over time with new products, new technologies and terminologies, updated internal knowledge. So the model was trained on old data and cannot automatically learn new facts. So adaptation keep answer aligned with the current realities. So why static prompts fail over time? So a static prompt assumes a stable users, a stable rules, and a stable data. Production systems are dynamic, noisy, and unpredictable. So prompt effectivity delays here. So what problem this pattern solve? After deployment, AI systems face hallucination, changing user behavior, new data and policies, edges case not seen during the training, and a static LLM cannot be adapted. So this pattern introduce a closed feedback loop so the system learn while running. So this is for the static prompt over the time. Next is the core loop, high levels. First is user interactions. So a user asks a question, gives interaction and perform an actions. This is real world example, unpredictable inputs. So production users expose edge cases the model was never trained on. This is the source of learning. For example, explain Kafka consumer rebalancing during the network partitions. Next is LLM response. So LLM generates an answer using current prompt, policies, RAG, and system rules. Here is the risk for hallucination, overconfidence, missing contracts, constraints, and outdated knowledge. So this step shows the current quality baseline. Next is feedback, explicit and implicit. So feedback tells you how good the response actually was. So explicit loop feedback is direct human inputs. It's giving the ratings, it's bad or good. Reviewer compares like high quality, low value, low volume. Implicit, implicit. It inferred from behaviors. So user re-ask the question, user edit correct output, and here is talk about the low quality, high volumes. So feedback converts user experience into the data. Next is analysis and signals. So raw feedback is noisy. The step turn into feedback into the actionable signals. So here what happened? It classified failures, hallucination, maybe, and missing context and policy violations. Maybe the aggregation pattern also. Same issue repeating. A specific query typing falling. So if you talk about take the examples of signals, so retrieval confidence level is less than 0.6. So high re-ask rate, safety rule trigger. So this is the decision making layers. Next is the adaptations, the core of patterns. It is based on the signals. The system adapts the three control way. First is the prompt updates, and the second is policy update, and third one is the test updates. Prompt update, policy update, test updates. So in the prompt updates, it's fixed how the model is instructed. Example, if information is missing, say I don't know. Second is policy updates. It fixes when the whether the model should respond. If for example, if confidence level is less than 0.70%, so refuse it's the model should refuse or ask a clarifications. Next is for the test updates. It prevents the same failure from happening again. Next is improved responses. So next user gets more accurate answer, safety behavior, better refusal, and highly trust data response we will get. Next is type of feedbacks. So next explicit feedback. So it direct human inputs. It's talk about the rating, review comments. It's high accuracy and low volume. Implicit feedback that inferred the behavior. The user re-asks the same questions, edit the answer. So medium accuracy and high volume. Okay, low signal and high volume. Automated feedback. So from the system itself, retrieval confidence, and this is the consistency check. So this is fast and scalable. So this is the type of feedback. Next is agentic memory design patterns. So first one is the prompt adaptations. So most common and fast ever prompt are refined to reduce the error. For example, like add constraints, add example few sorts, add refusal rules, and add structured output formats. So if we talk about the before, so before the user questions, and after answer using only retrieved source. If unsure, say I don't know, cite source. And this is used for hallucination reductions, output formatting, and tone control. Second one of agentic memory design pattern is policy adaptations. So the system level rules that guide behaviors, rules that control when and how the model responds. Examples: PII handlings, finance and medical disclaimer, confidence threshold, es- escalation to humans. So example, if confidence level is less than 70%, don't know answer, ask clarification. So this is used for safety, compliance, and escalation to the humans. Next is next design pattern is test adaptations. We already we often miss this. So turn failure into the permanent regression test. Failure become permanent regression test. For example, user reports hallucinations and it converts into a test case. So failed future release if it is reappears. So this create LLM unit tests. So this is the theory of learning and adaptations part. So this is the example. And when to use. So this is the production LLM, RAG chatbots, enterprise AI systems, and this is not ideal for ultra low latency systems, not enough for the domain knowledge low. So this is about the learning and adaptations, and this is the design pattern of learning and adaptation patterns of diagram. So if we talk about the end-to-end learning and adaptation flow, so from the diagram, so first is user interactions. So start the systems, the user submit a query, commands and actions. So this is real and predictable production input. Next is the LLM response. This is the model inference layer. So thus the LLM generate a response using a system prompts, user prompts, policy and guardrails, and RAG. And here is the risk. What is the risk? Hallucinations, overconfidence, and incomplete answers. Next is the feedback and collections. So that is the experience with the data. So feedback is captured in three parallel ways: explicit feedback, implicit feedback, and automated feedback. So explicit feedback is talk about rating and reviews. Implicit feedback is talking about user behaviors and signals, and automated feedback is talk about system matrices. So here explicit feedback having high quality low volume, and here implicit feedback having behavioral based signals, and automated matrix which having the system matrix and retrieval confidence and latency and errors. So this is fast, scalable, and continuous. So this layer converts user experience into the signals. Next is adapt analysis and signal detections. So raw feedback is analyzed to detect pattern, right? And uh, so what pattern is it detects? So what this is a hallucination? What the any context missings? Any policy violated? So this answer what exactly went wrong. And next step is adaptations. So adaptations having prompt updates, policy updates, and test updates. So prompt updates fix how the LLM is instructed. Policy updates it fix when the whether the LLM should be respond. it improves the safety and trust and governance. Next is test updates that prevent the future regressions, and uh, it converts failure into the test cases, and it improves the permanence. Okay, so next things, once it is done, then it goes to the improved response based on assurance and safeties. So it having the high quality answer, safety behavior, and increase the user trust. And then the continuous improvement loops, this cycle loops repeats. So improved response to go back to the users, new interaction generate new feedback, systems keeps learning. So this create a self-improving production AI systems. So the user interaction generate feedbacks, then feedback becomes signal. After that, the signal drive prompts, policy and test updates. After that, it response continuously improves. So this is the architecture of learning and adaptation agentic design patterns, right? So that's all for today. If this video helped you to understand learning and adaptation agentic design pattern, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you in next one. Thank you.